New Zealand's election has been predictable. Then, Jacindamania hit. This is not the Superman you know about. This is a different one. In this world, coming back, changing focus, oh, the attack. Can you believe in a world we live in today? Right now, someone wanted to understand exactly what I had to say just to make sure that somebody understood what I wanted to say the last time anybody had to say it. Oh, who are you? In real life? No one. No one at all. No one even knows who he is. His email? No one even knows who he is. Yeah. No, none of his friends know who he is. You have his email from the... You're in his email. They don't... Listen, when this kind of thing happens, it's really important that someone in my position understand what's happening. No, wait. Guys, I was quoting something. Not really there, though. But unless you thought I had super hearing because I was more impressive later after this, you should just keep listening. And I presume it's the chick whose name I don't know in the dress on the picture in the New York Times thing. I didn't know how you guys thought psychic powers worked, but if you wanted to look at it's a comic book called Reign of the Superman, and that's what happens when I didn't sit in the fucking wheelchair as Charles Xavier. If that was even me. Weird that you think if like I was Blade and there was a comic book about me and then there was a different guy, totally different powers, and was actually evil, who was called Blade, they were going to be like, this is the first Blade comic. That's... Yeah, no. But that's the first Superman comic, sure enough. Unless they knew it was the same guy. What? The wheelchair was a good idea, in case you wanted to know. That's as funny as it was supposed to be. Like, Cyclops' sunglasses are a little bit fucking fucked up right now. You scared the fuck out of me. He knows. He's cute. He likes to talk to people. He has more fun when he's, like, not being a jerk. We don't have laser blast eye contests anywhere you know about. Hi. The idea that you didn't understand where he came from before he did this was a little bit freaky. But we didn't have to know about something like that. In New Zealand, we understand that the idea of where you are when you say something is important. That's why that's there on YouTube. The understanding that you put where you are when you say something important. So what did he do? He left it completely blank. Until what? Nothing. He didn't do anything but record 3 episodes of his podcast, and it's completely blank. Oh no, I'm making like... Listen, guys, I didn't know if you heard my other podcasts, but I'm trying really hard to be the same person as someone else you didn't know had to exist, with or without the understanding that nobody's going to believe when I show up that I can do the things I can do, and no one really had to understand whether or not 17 or 18 other people you didn't fucking know about were going to start copying the way I talk to try to protect my secret identities. I have one. Yeah, just one. Clark Kent. I told you already. It was cute. Yeah, I don't need another one. If I was a little faster, maybe I could be cool. You thought I could lose your interest right when I wanted to? I don't think so. I think maybe the moment you wanted to talk to me about who you were, whether or not this was going on. How did you know it was his email? Not his email. That's what you think is going on. Yeah, did you think maybe he was recording it at a friend's house? There's no one in the world who wanted that guy at his house. Are you sure about that? My daughter really wanted him at our house. No, she gets upset. Hold on, wait. And what you think this situation is a little bit ironical at this point in time. No one knows what that means. Keep going. But if you really wanted to know, the idea that somebody would wanted to work with him seems kind of insane, because no one he's talking to actually knows who he is or is providing him a single reply at all. Is it my email? Do I have another one? Which one was yes, then no, then the other one to no, to let you know that I could walk pretty far and nobody has to not have 17 emails by the time they tell you to use cell phone numbers that don't have to work until they do. But they didn't for a long time. After that, I'm not sure how you were going to get to drop the cell. Yeah, emails locking down with phone numbers is a little bit fucked up. But you guys didn't know how uncool the situation was going to be. In real life, he understands that this entire situation is more than a little bit way far gone. He doesn't understand why he wanted to be here. He didn't understand why he wanted to show up. He didn't understand. Did you think it was really Superman? No. The idea that he wanted to say anything at all other than to say the idea over and over and over again is insane. Okay. What about all the other conversations people have been having about how much faster he is at digressing? Digressing from the situation? No, understanding that a digression has to be something to actually lead into with a conversation. No one has to worry about whether or not he's going to be dangerous, but that doesn't mean that he has to worry about who I am or where I'm going to go or where I'm going to come from, and it doesn't really matter at all anyway. So you need to understand, I still don't know what Jacindamania is. I didn't make fun of myself on that. I actually have to go back. Hold on. Jacindamania. That's my name now. I'm Jacinda. That's my new identity. It's gonna be bigger than... I'm not the real Superman, guys. I just do an impression. You didn't know. It's pretty hard to understand why you thought my situation was gonna get a lot more fucked up. My name's Jacinda. Jacinda. Thank you. My name is Jacinda, and it's not that hard to understand how much more difficult the situation is going to get if she's not going to want to be there in the situations when she's having a conversation, okay? It's not going to be there. It's not going to make sense. She's not going to understand. She's not going to just start to understand, okay? The idea that he has to be around and talking to people and want to be around and be there, but then he's not, and he doesn't show up at the United Nations. By the time Superman wants to show up at the United Nations, it's going to get a really fucked up situation. You should understand, no one's going to know that's about to happen until later on. So no one really had to believe it was him, and he did it anyway. What if it was just a really smart kid wanting to do it for fun? Well, then he's causing a lot of, fun for people? That's what they're doing for fun, listening to like a 10-minute podcast about a kid pretending to be Superman. Yeah, it sounds like wait, why? Maybe you didn't have fun with it. I'm not sure. What's going on with you? What are you concerned about with him? Well, no, it's a lot more important to try to understand how many times he's wondered about, whether or not people are going to believe it's me when I first say that I'm Jacinda, because he didn't know if people thought maybe he would even use the name like that. And I quote, Superman said, a little faggy, but, if you wanted to go for it, I guess, go for it, Jacinda. He really doesn't seem to understand how important it is to maintain the idea that that character is a lot more important to a lot of people than anybody really, wanted to anticipate or had to believe in themselves. Why did you think that your situation was ever going to be worried about with me? I don't have to worry about it. It's Jacindamania. They're crazy about me. It doesn't matter if I'm really Superman. I'm not here. Look, I'm gone. Look, I'm not even here. See? Back. I'm gone. I'm gone. Something to tell you about a reality that you didn't have to believe in. Wasn't going to be this idea that somebody had to tell you. No one was going to be there. No one was going to understand the situation. How many people had to be in the room. How many people had to understand whose house it had to be in the first place to hook a microphone up to the same computer you heard another podcast on in a different situation 10 states away when I ran there. Whether or not you were concerned whether or not it was a really smart kid who believed he could become Superman and somehow he was proving to himself that was possible, or that somebody thought that maybe somebody didn't have to understand where the situation is in the first place. End sentence. Vibration. He just doesn't seem to understand how ridiculous it is that we don't have a... She doesn't do that. Fuck. Sinuses. He doesn't seem to understand how ridiculous the situation is with his sinuses. It doesn't make any sense. And the idea that that we don't have a city like Metropolis. Why would we not have... New York is an incredible city. Okay, but what the fuck is Metropolis? Well, you don't know what Metropolis is. The city in the comic books. It's like any other American city that we might want to have. With or without Lex Luthor and Superman. Which, by the way, he's saying Lex Luthor never got put in jail because he was secretly the Flash. A world with superheroes, like super speed superheroes like Superman and the Flash. Is that what you're trying to talk about? In Metropolis, yes, that's what I'm talking about. It wouldn't be called Kentstown unless people thought actually Clark Kent lived there. If that was his secret identity, why would he want to live right there? It was called Kentstown. Guys, it's Jacinda. Again. Listen, being friends with Clark Kent is a lot easier than you ever had to understand. It's not something you really have to be worried about or be, feeling like you're unsafe unless you're a fucking monster. And so if you thought I wasn't just going to kick the crap out of people when they lived in giant skyscrapers, that they didn't keep fucking putting up for people. Metropolis, if you wanted to know. Oh, I told you not to come back here. No, you let everyone know. Jacinda and I are never going to talk again. In fact, we're enemies now. Oh, God damn it, Jacinda. Oh, damn it. Damn it, Jacinda. We're enemies now. Don't even fucking talk to me about Jacinda. I hate that guy. He's not there, so it doesn't really matter why it has to happen in some certain state or a time. Wait, I'm sorry. What? He's not out in Portland, Oregon. It doesn't make any sense for you to think that he'd want to build Metropolis right there. What did you think Metropolis was going to look like that would be different from Portland, Oregon, if it was going to be like, another American city? Have you been out to America? She doesn't have to know that. I've never been out to America. I didn't want to tell you guys. I live in Mexico or somewhere way rather like Australia. Fag.